Today is September 29th, and the Yankees are one game up on the Cleveland Indians. They win game one of the postseason. Garrett Cole's great. Bieber not so great. Let's talk about it. Let's talk all about it. Let's talk Yanks, babe.
Talking Yanks with old Jomboy Jake. Recaps galore and weekly awards. Stat lines, steaming hot takes. Your Yankees news with these two fine dudes. It's time for Talkin' Yanks. Talkin' Yanks with old Jomboy Jake. Talkin' Yanks with old Jomboy Jake.
Hello and welcome to Talkin' Yanks. Thank you very much for joining us today. This is the first post-season, post-game recap. We're very excited, obviously, because the Yankees won. My name's Jimmy. Sitting next to me is Jake. Bug dude in the corner. We're coming to you live from the Roosevelt Studios in the Bronx. That's RSVLTS. Awesome shirts. Tons of Yankees gear. Go there. RSVLTS.com/Jomboy. Gets you to our page. 20% off. Really fun collection of shirts. Jake, I want to get to the patrons and shout them out. But first, how are you doing?
Hello, my friends. Hello. I'm great, man. I mean, that's as good as a game one could go. Unreal. A little baseball Susan, what we did to Shane Bieber today after the season he had. We've been talking about boxes that we've had to check for a little while, and boy, did we check some boxes today. We switched. We did it all. We switched flipses. We flipped switches.
So many switches got flipped and flips got switched.
It was pretty unbelievable. We were live on the YouTubes and Periscopes and Facebook, and a lot of you people were with us, so that was a lot of fun. And yeah, man, I'm good. I mean, I'm in between things here. I'm starting to realize, like, what's got to be repeated tomorrow. Like today's pregame show, I brought like an Andy Pettitte type focus. That's normally not my game, but I brought that.
Do we have to go bow with the bow again?
I mean, I think so. I think that's obvious.
We have to go Kid
That
Rock
seems
again.
obvious.
If you guys don't check out the pregame show,
Yeah.
it's probably the silliest thing Jake and I
He's
do.
good.
It gets out of hand from the jump.
He's good.
And then we sneak in like a lot of really good insight.
Yeah.
You've been saying DJ Single, Judge Homer to lead it off forever.
Yeah.
I've been saying watch out for Naylor
Yeah.
for the last 3 days. And then a lot of bullshit, a lot of good insight. So anyway, go us. We're the best.
It's kind of like if Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry did gobbles of drugs, is how I would describe it. So go check that out. But good, man. How are you doing? How are you feeling?
I'm gonna crash as soon as we're done. We were
Okay.
live for like 3 hours straight there. I'm gonna some energy drinks, some pizza. Body's not feeling good. Like I need a nice meal tomorrow.
Yeah.
And there's no nice meals around us in the Bronx, so
Yeah.
I need to figure that out. We might need to get something catered, like salads or something. I don't know. But anyway, today's episode of Talkin' Yanks is brought to you by a bunch of our newest patrons. Thank you very much for supporting us. We appreciate you. Matthew Savallo, Bridget Schoenfeld. I've never seen Bridget spelled how she spells it. What's up, Bridget? Thomas Still, Grant Friday. Those are 2 words, not a name.
Yeah. No, that was my class president campaign.
Grant Friday.
Grant Friday.
Yeah, Grant Friday.
Kids are like, yeah, I don't know what it is, but I'm in.
I'm in. I want the Grant Friday.
Yeah. Please grant us.
Does he mean Grand Fridays? No. Derek Falcon, Moesha Philpott, Jonathan Richter, James Sullivan, Aad? Ad? Come on, that's so hard. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah.
Subzwari.
It might be Saad. We might have left out a
Oh,
letter.
it is Saad.
Yeah.
Saad Subzwari. I think I know that name. Holly Salvamini, Luis Ortiz, Richard Przinski, Lane E. Rover, Omar Villegas, Matt Dabari, Greg Dutov, Michael Baxter, Mike Sosnick, Scott Elliott, and Eddie J. Soto. I butchered someone's name really bad, and they were tweeting about it this morning like, dude, he butchered your name, so sorry. Those are our most recent patrons. We told you last week you can watch as soon as the game ends, we go live Only the patrons get to watch live with us. It goes out on all the podcasts after that. A lot of times we do a Q&A afterwards. And, you know, a lot of the patrons usually help us out with stats or things that we miss. So it's very
Bridget, my
appreciated.
parents named me Bridget, pronounced the French way, and a week later decided they want to keep the spelling but change the pronunciation. Wow.
Brigitte? How does the French spelling?
I think it is. I think she's saying it's spelled the French way, but now it's pronounced like
Bridget.
the American.
But how does the French pronounce it? Brigitte?
Bridget.
They just kind of like mumble the end of everything.
Bridget.
Like your name would be Jake.
Jacques.
Jacques. Yeah, Jacques. All right, anyway. We do have a burn for this game. So do we jump right into the burn, Jake?
Let's see. We could do the burn. Is there anything that you feel like needs to be talked about pre-burn?
Well,
Maybe do we tell the people some of our emotions and lead up on the day? Because
yeah, I mean, like
we assume everybody spends 12 hours with us, but not everybody does.
Not everybody does. So, like, we gave all of our lineup opinions on the pregame show. We felt it coming that Gardner was going to start. Like, we put it out there. I tweeted. I warned everyone. BBD warned everyone last show. The end of the regular season. Like, we all were like, oh, maybe. And we're like, it's going to be a debate. Right, like an hour before the lineup came out, we all looked at each other beforehand and were like, Gardner's starting.
Yeah.
And I don't know why we felt so strongly. He's been so hot. They love him. Obviously, it worked out, but, you know, shrug. And then I really appreciated that they put Voit in front of Stanton in the 4-hole and moved Stanton down to the 5. And I appreciated that they moved Glaber down to the 7 and Gio was ahead of him. And everything, they won, so everything kind of went smoothly. But Hicks batting 3-hole bothers me. Cleveland just walked him. They had like no scouting report.
He was ahead in every count. So again, credit to Hicks. But
the lineup, I was of all the versions we thought it might be in our head, I was actually kind of like, I don't hate this.
The only thing that we would naturally do is probably try to slide Hicks down a little bit, but we do know we like him up there. Hicks has been playing really well lately. And yeah, I mean, what you're saying, this isn't post looking back and, the Yankees scored 12. Like, no, we liked that Voit batted before Stanton. The Yankees hadn't done that this year, at least in those slots. Mm-hmm. And Voit deserved it because he hit the most home runs in Major League Baseball. Stanton had been slumping, so you slid him down. Glaber hadn't been as hot in the streets as he was today. So for having to split up the big guys, this lineup was it. And yeah, the Clint thing and Gardy thing, you could flip a coin on it. You know, Clint had an incredible year. He went cold at the end of the year. Brett got hot. Brett's the veteran. It gives them another lefty bat, which again, look where Hicks bats in the lineup. And they do value that. So it splits up the lineup a little bit. As good as Clint has been defensively this year, you trust Gardy a little more just with his body of work and having played more in Cleveland and everything. And guess what? It ends up looking great. So that's kind of where we were coming into the game. We were excited about Cole and Bieber. The under was the lock of the century. Both these guys were going to shove, and it was just going to be, you know, what small things happen to put it over the top, and that's exactly how it played out.
Yep. Under forever.
Collect your under winnings
Under
at the
season.
gate.
Yep. Yeah. All right. That's really all. I mean, any roster talk, they bring Ford on, they leave Kratz on, and then Monty, which the only one I care about, and again, it's like I don't really care. I would have done King over Monty because, and then I talked myself out of this, actually. I'll tell you my whole thought process.
Yeah.
Because they haven't seen Monty out of the bullpen. He hasn't done it. I don't think he's getting the Game 3 start. They already said that Hap's the Game 3 starter. Monty makes the roster for this 3-game series. Again, if you're unaware, he cannot make this and then be on the DS where he would maybe get a start or long relief. You need to kill a bunch of innings. You don't need an innings killer in this 3-game set. So I was confused by that. I thought Mike King in 1 inning I liked over Monty coming out of 1 inning. But then I thought that if they start Hap and he's shaky or has a really short leash and then they bring Chad in as the righty. First out of the pen, Chad for 2 innings, no matter when the situation is, like stop the bleeding, Hap doesn't have it, you bring in the righty, that kind of flips their lineup over. Then I was like, then you can bring Davey in to get a couple innings, and I was like, but wait, you could also bring Monty in because now you bring back in a lefty. So I was like, I kind of like that. But this is deep in the weeds.
Yeah,
Overthinking
this is pretty deep cuts. The other name that you'd assume would be mentioned is Miguel Andujar. For whatever reason, the Yankees and Andujar did not click this year, even when he went on a hot streak when half the lineup was miserable. They believe in Ford for that last bench spot, which, again, they almost picked Tyro for a little time over him. So that was a little bit of a surprise. And then, yeah, the other options, Clark Schmidt, but he emptied the tank on the last day, so he wasn't going to be an option really.
I never thought he was going to be an option.
For this series at all, he wasn't going to be an option. Hopefully we can have the discussion about next series. We'll see. Tyler Lyons is still involved, and they've done some funny business with him. But, yeah, that was kind of it.
Mm-hmm. I think that's all. And, again, like Ford, I hope he doesn't get an at-bat.
Shouldn't.
I guess they just wanted lefties. Who cares? I don't really care about that. Kratz, third catcher. I don't think it cares.
I think it's gonna, at some point, it'll allow them to do Kyle and Gary moves flexible. Like if this game was close, I think Gary would have come in, and the Yankees wouldn't have that nervous feeling like we burnt our last catcher.
Yeah.
If Gary gets hurt, oh my God! Like that's. That feeling of security of just having a catcher around is more valuable than Tyro or like Mike Ford.
Yeah, and they're not going to come into play.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right, let's get to...
Although Kratz kind of has to because he has to have a manager moment. Remember I mentioned that a little while back. So that'll be like an extra inning.
That'll be in
like
the
CS.
DS. Yeah, okay. All right. All right, let's get straight into the burn of the game. Jake, here we go. Hold on. Start over. Turn the volume up, Jimmy, you big dummy. On your mark. Get set. Burn, Jakey Burn.
Wild card, bitches! Game 1 of the 2020 playoffs, and it's aces wild. Shane Justin Bieber tries to love himself and his upcoming Cy Young Award versus Garrett Cole Haan as he laces them up on the mound in Cleveland. Top 1. Shane, come with me. I can introduce you to the DJ. LeMahieu slaps a single to right, and oh my God, like law-abiding citizen with Gerard Butler, it's a Judge bomb. Big Aaron Judge, he's back. Moonshot to start the Yanks. I just flipped the switch. Flip, 2-0 Yanks. The king demands a playoff ribby. RBI double for Voit. It's 3-0 Pinstripes. It was Ramirez. Only scary moment of the game. RBI double for Jose. But Garrett Cole also flipped the switch, but he flipped it to lights out. 7 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 13 punch-outs. Solo shot to Naylor, barely know her. The start we've been waiting for since December. Meanwhile, it was the Gardner with the bat on the field. Oppo RBI double. Machine with an infield RBI single. Clayby, baby, oh. 2-run homer. Bieber asks if it's too late now to say sorry. 4.27 earned run. More than double his high total for earned runs in a single game this year. Gio to God with the sac fly. Torres again, RBI single. The guard dog. Brett Gardner with some old man strength to center. Giancarlo. Let the rhythm take you over, Giancarlo. Blasted to left center. Like most teams playing the Browns, it's a blowout in Cleveland. Cole to Sessa, babe. 13-2 final.
Woo! Wow. Very good. Very commendable. Tradition. Great job, Jake. What's your favorite line?
So I was struggling. I mean, the Judge bomb had to be the emphasis, and I was struggling with this.
Yes. There were some options that got turned down.
And I kept, because it was a Judge bomb. Like, it was a moonshot. I think it was 108 off the bat, but it was so high that it didn't seem like it only got out by a little bit. And so then I was thinking, Judge bomb, it gets tricky. I was trying to do like a Judge leaves the building. Like, why would a Judge leave a building in a hurry? Like
has the shit, maybe.
They're attached to the case or something. I don't know. And then I remembered Law Abiding Citizen, which again, underrated film. We probably say on our different shows and things we do a couple times a year. Go check it out next time it's on TV. Pretty good. But yeah, I mean,
next time it's on TV,
he like blows up a judge. So it's literally a Judge bomb. So I just wanted to make sure I prefaced it with the movie title and Gerard Butler, the main actor, so people knew what was going on.
It was very good. Yeah. All right, we got to get into some stuff here.
Sure.
Flip was switched.
Big time.
Their approach was amazing. The 1-2 punch by DJ and Judge. I mean, I don't know. That's like the jab and then the haymaker, like right off the bat. So, I don't know how Bieber pitches. I haven't watched a ton of his starts, but he didn't have anything. Like, he was pitching scared is how I interpret it, but I saw some Indians people saying that and the ESPN threw some dumb stats up there that said that he pitches away from the zone a lot, and usually guys chase. Yankees weren't chasing. They just looked really good. They made Bieber not look like the best pitcher. I mean, Bieber's not only like the Cy Young winner, like he's the Cy Young winner by a landslide.
Yeah.
He's the best pitcher in AL by a wide margin. And it's his first playoff game. I've been harping on that on all our shows, that I think playoff experience is very important. Giolito didn't seem to care. But, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know where you want to start. If you want to do awards, if you want to go down the lineup or by inning, I don't know how you want to handle this.
I think you're right. I think we got to get some pitching stuff out of the way. And Jonathan Garcia, he's pitching triple crown. Like, strikeouts, wins, ERA, a crazy season. Doesn't just happen. Mm-hmm. Like, he didn't just stumble into this. He was crazy good last year, too. I definitely think there's some first playoff start attached. I do think, part of his skill set, and again, they were flashing some weird stats that were like, okay, ESPN, like, what the hell is this? I don't think he probably had his A stuff, and when you put all of that in the mix, and it's a playoff game, your first playoff game, and it starts falling apart, and Judge and LeMahieu jump you to start the game, I think that affects him, and I feel like his pitch mix, and you wonder, this Cleveland School of Pitching, now that we've stolen Matt Blake, Kluber never bothered us too much either, and I wonder how similar their pitch mix is and maybe how they kind of build a starter. But, LeMahieu in the first at-bat that you were eyeing because you were like, LeMahieu always gives a good at-bat, and we're running into this guy who's a buzzsaw right now. If he embarrasses LeMahieu the way our lineup's been playing, you're buckling up for a long playoff game at the office, kind of like what Giolito did today. Giolito shut down. He no-hit the A's through 6 innings. Yeah. You almost have to get ready for that. Yeah. Instead, LeMahieu's on his stuff. That fastball, curveball, LeMahieu had no fear of striking out on at all. He slaps one to right, and hey, shout out to you guys, the voicemail calls, because this helped me stumble into this. But it's like, again, it's like the coming together of all these teams this year more than others. Like, normally you think college football, and it's like, these teams never played, and here's the fastest wide receiver in our league. Here's the Yankees are coming in. Hey, we got the batting champ. We got the home run champ. By the way, this Judge, these guys, they aren't bad either. So LeMahieu comes through, slaps one to right, and we've got a couple big boys behind him ready to do it, and big Aaron Judge does it, which, again, we in the pregame show, which we hyped before, we're saying, like, whose home runs would be the most hype. And I think we said Gardy, then Judge.
Yeah, we did. We said Gardner and Judge would be the most.
Just because Gardy was kind of the controversial start, pulse of the team, veteran leader. Judge because he's Judge. And then, it's 2-0, and in a playoff game where there's high stress and a lot of pitches, A lot of pitches. That's not a factor. What I was going to say is, like, Naylor, who you were referencing a lot, he knocked Cole pretty good today. 4 for 4. He hit 2 balls that could have been home runs. You know, if you don't get that lead and then Josh Naylor clips you and it's 1-0 Cleveland, you know, just like the whole ride feels different and the whole game goes different. So you get that 2-0 lead and then Garrett Cole comes out and does what he does, which was very impressive. Yeah. I mean, can we get the Stakes clip on the soundboard already? What are we doing? Instead of us just mimicking it? Stakes! They're high!
I mean, I can probably find it pretty quick.
We'll track it down. What else do we need to say about Cleveland? I mean, Jose Ramirez is a scary at bat.
Okay, so Brendan Cuddy from NJ.com tweeted out that the Yankees analytics team got together on Sunday as soon as the flight landed and had a meeting that lasted like a bajillion hours.
Sure.
He said it lasted like 4 hours or something crazy.
Sure.
So what I'm getting at is the Yankees planned. It went until 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Landed Sunday night. The meeting went 2 a.m. The scouting report against the Indians.
Sure.
Cleveland walked Aaron Hicks twice on pitches that Hicks didn't even have to think about swinging at. Like, Hicks doesn't swing at strikes. If you're going to throw him a pitch an inch or 3 inches off the zone, you didn't do any research. So I'm a little disappointed with Cleveland and their prep.
Yeah.
It was awful. I mean, they had Glaber 0-2 like 3 times, and he battled back to 3-2. They had a lot of guys 0-2. So, bad job by Cleveland. Disappointed in them.
If this was a Cleveland podcast, you'd be saying, like, I think Bieber was tipping a little bit. You know, it just wasn't our night. Ramirez has the nice hit. Okay, Naylor, do we potentially slide him up? And you're kind of calling it a total wash. I mean, I don't think there's anything else to say about Cleveland. Like, Lindor made a couple nice snags.
Naylor. The only, like, negative about Cole is he takes the bottom of the lineup too lightly, and there's always a guy. I don't know if we said this stat. I said it on Talkin Baseball, not here. And now I've said it like 5 times, so you've had to hear it a lot, but I do think it's interesting.
It's a good stat.
Out of now the 15 home runs Cole's given up in 2020, I believe 9 of them are from guys who do not hit home runs, who have less than 5 on the season. And I believe 12 of the 14 or 11 of the 14 or 15 now, whatever, like 80%, are guys that don't have more than double-digit home runs. The only home run hitters that got them are Ozuna, Acuna, and then Dansby Swanson actually ended up with 10. The Braves. So if you take away that Braves game, all his home runs come from bottom of the lineup, non-home run hitters that jump first pitch fastball. And Naylor should have had 2 home runs today. So if there's anything I'd like to see tightened up, and I was saying this before the game, let's stop with the get-me-over fastballs to the bottom of the lineup.
Yeah. Yeah, and Naylor jumped him. That ball goes off the wall. He gets him with a changeup, but it's middle, so 88 middle. I mean, you just can't do that on an MLB field. And, you know, I think the good thing you say, I mean, from the Yankee side is Tanaka is a very different look tomorrow. So, and, you know, if you're Tanaka, Naylor just became a lot more of your game plan. So that's on the radar. You know, Santana wasn't too scary. Franmil wasn't too scary. Lindor. So, I don't know. I'm expecting to see a lot better energy from Cleveland tomorrow. I think everyone should expect that.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, also think about it from their end. I mean, they got Bieber, who they haven't seen get punched in the mouth all year. In about 2 years, I mean, he got punched.
Yeah. Here we go.
Like this.
The Stakes.
Can you expand on that?
They're high. I enjoy them.
The Stakes.
Yeah, hi.
They're high. I enjoy them.
Do we want to talk about him first?
No, because we have awards coming up
Okay.
and all that stuff. And awards are brought to you by DraftKings. And week 3 of football is in the books, and now it's time to review the tape and get ready for week 4. There's no better place to get in on all of the action than with DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app. To add to the excitement of week 4, DraftKings Sportsbook is bringing back their can't-miss offer. If you haven't tried DraftKings Sportsbook yet, head to the App Store now because you don't want to miss this. DraftKings Sportsbook is giving all new users the chance to turn $1 into $100 when they bet on any team. That's right. You can place a $1 bet on any team, and if that team wins, you cash a cool Benjamin. How could you pass that up? Huge question mark. Don't worry if football isn't for you. DraftKings is giving all you basketball fans a 200% profit boost on any basketball market once you sign up. DraftKings is safe, reliable, and secure, making it easy for you to deposit and withdraw your money at your convenience. Download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code Jomboy when you sign up to get this can't-miss offer. Pick any team during Week 4, bet $1 on them, and win $100 if they win. That's $1 to win $100 when you use promo code Jomboy during sign-up. For a limited time, only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older. New Jersey only. Profit boost terms and conditions and eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Bang.
Bang. Thank you, DraftKings, very much. So, and everyone who has signed up using our code,
Yeah.
thank you very much, because
Appreciate
DraftKings likes us and likes working with us
appreciate
because you
you.
guys help us out. So, people helping people, people
Love
helping
you.
people. Awards. We asked the patrons, we asked the people watching the live chat with us,
Yeah.
like, what did we do last season? Did we give out awards for individual games? The response we got, we didn't go check, and I don't remember, was that we did a MFR and a Pride after each game, but we didn't do regular old awards. And that makes sense because it'd be too hard to do.
Should we just do like a pride for wins and an MF for losses? I don't know. Feels weird giving an MF for today.
BBD had a reaction to that.
Yeah.
You know you know that there are times when there's somebody who deserves a pride and a loss,
Sure.
and
Okay.
vice versa. I know where you're
Okay.
coming from, and this game is
I
going
have
to be
an,
tough.
I have
but
an easy MF.
Okay. Well, we're not there yet.
Okay.
Pride of the Yankees.
Pride of the Yankees.
Pride of the Yankees.
Yeah.
BBD, who gets to go first?
It all
Jake.
seems simple.
Oh, Jake,
until
wow.
now. Wow. Pride of the Yankees.
You going Jordan Baker for calling that first pitch of the game a ball? Because if
Yeah,
that's a
that was
strike,
pretty
that
big.
changes everything.
That changes the whole game. Bieber's confident.
0-1 to DJ.
It's Judge, man. It's Judge. I think we'll talk about the guy on the bump a little bit. But 2-0 before he took the hill. Aaron Judge. I was laughing. I was just laughing my balls off. Before the game, everyone's having their kind of nervous streaks kick in different ways, and we sit down in here, turn on the ESPN pregame show, and they put under Aaron Judge's name like 2017 Rookie of the Year, and I was like, that's how we're labeling this dude? He should have won the damn MVP that year. And then, he came into these playoffs. I wanted him to hit a home run after he came off the IL. He did not hit one.
He was saving it.
And turns out, again, Cleveland, Bieber, this team that's built on this starting pitching. No one wants to see Cleveland starting pitching. Oh, my God. LeMahieu to right, Judge to right center, 2-0 Yanks. The big fella is the 2-hole, which this Yankees organization has dubbed the most important spot. He's back in it. And you know what? That's his only hit today. And guess what? That's perfectly fine by me. He gets Bieber. The whole team slays the dragon after that. It's Judgy, man. It's Judgy.
Judgy.
2-0 Yanks.
Yeah, in
How much
three
did that do for us?
in 3 wild card games.
Yeah.
Judge is now 5 for 12 with 3 home runs and 6 RBIs. He's played in 3 wild card games.
3 for 3.
He has 3 home runs, 1 in each, 2 RBIs in each. His total playoff stats, he now has 9 home runs, in 28 playoff games and 19 RBIs in 28 playoff games. His postseason numbers were pretty good and getting better. So good pride, Jake.
Thank you, James. Who would you say your pride is?
Obviously, a ton of options on the offense, and you have a lot of guys, and I really wanted to give it to someone.
Sure.
If you took Cole,
Right.
I wasn't going to take Judge. I was going to take someone else, but I can't not have Cole be the pride. You don't want hate mail. You know, we're getting a P.O. box this week. We're going to let fans send us whatever they want, do some openings. Right. And if I don't take Cole, that's how you get hate mail.
Yeah.
So I'm taking Garrett Cole. This is the ace we've needed. 7 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 13 strikeouts, grinded down and got it done when he needed to in the tough at-bats, made some nice pitches, was bored on the bump sometimes. I mean, we've been dying for this guy to slot in front of Tanaka. Imagine if we had Paxton and Sevy and Domingo. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we're supposed to have. We're supposed to have those.
Yeah.
Anyway, Cole, man. And, you know, if the Yankees do win the game 2 or game 3, he's on regular rest for game 1 of the divisional series. I love that. Cole.
Again, not to give you listening too much love right now, but during the Yankees' dark times, during the Jomboy media COVID times, during the Yankees losing streak times, someone DM'd me or tweeted at me, and they said, "What's different?" Because we were doing some of that too, because it was like all the guys who were hurt were coming back, and we were like, you know, we ran the same game plan. There's one thing that's different, and it's this fella, and it's 7 innings pitched, 13 strikeouts. You know, even that the homer to Naylor, I mean, again, it's 1 in the hatch and it's 2 in the eggs later. You know, that first ball is a home run a lot of places. The second one, they had a big lead, and he was kind of just throwing the ball. So I don't hate it. I do want him to take the bottom of the lineups a little more seriously, because you don't want that to decide a game. But and again,
I'd love to see like what actual position in the order all the home runs.
I think you kind of can do that. I'll get you some stats. But yeah, man. And I think something that's really important in a playoff series is kind of punching and punching back. We were talking about that when we were live, that, you know, if you score, you got to hold the opposing team now. You can't let them punch back. And the Yankees were really good at punching back tonight as well. And Cole, man, he comes out for that first inning. Again, Judge does it off Bieber. We didn't know if we were going to get 2 runs all night off of Bieber. And then, also like we were saying, is that when you do get your 2 runs, you don't know if that MFer is about to settle in and pitch the next 6 scoreless. So when Cole comes out and he drops Dick that first inning, I mean, it's just huge, and he is, if anyone, if, you know, family, friends, or someone that's not keeping track is like, what's going on with the Yankees? They've got one dude who's very different than the past years, and it's Garrett Cole.
He's good. That's why he's my pride. The Garrett Cole home run breakdown is, I just had it. 5 home runs from the 7, 8, 9. 3 from the leadoff.
Ooh.
Kiermaier, Choi. Maybe those guys. Choi. No, Choi was.
They've had him clean up, yeah.
I don't know who it was. And then 2, 3, and 4 is 5. So it's the same amount as what's, you know, I don't know. It's not as drastic as I thought. But now I want to find out those guys. But whatever.
Yeah.
Figure that out later. All right. So we're not doing regular awards. We are doing MFer.
How about this stat for you, Jim?
Yeah.
8 hole hitters on Garrett Cole this year. 296 batting average and 951 OPS.
Is that the highest OPS?
Yeah.
It's the 8-hole hitter?
Easily. It's leadoff, and then it's the 8th hitter.
So there you go.
So there you go.
There you go. Someone said we should snake it, but that's different than we've done for 3 years now. We're
a
like,
lot.
now I would get the first MFer, and then you would. We don't need to change.
Yeah.
That. You can go first. The second thing we do here is the
You Yankee motherfucker.
Okay. When I watch this game, what stood out to me was, I got nothing, man.
all right. I'm going Stanton with mine.
Okay.
Stanton looks so bad.
Yeah.
It was the only if Stanton was on, then I would be like, yeah, maybe they do have the tip. But Stanton looks so bad. Bieber was actually using breaking balls that dropped 10 feet early as his waist pitch, and then breaking balls that dropped 3 feet early as his out pitch. It's like usually the 3 foot early is the waist pitch,
Right.
and then you have to come to the zone to get the out. He was like extending it even farther. He looked really bad, and he hits the home run. And me personally, I put stock in that. He needed to do that for himself, for the DH role, moving forward to secure that he gets the DH spot, because we were like, maybe they try Clinton, the DH, if Gardner's going to keep playing. There was questions. He hits the home run. It's a bomb. It's very much a garbage time home run. So it's not like, yeah, Stan helped us win. And now there's going to be a whole contingent of people that tweet at me and say to me, it's a garbage time home run. He's just like A-Rod. And that's annoying. And that's Stan's fault. So, one, you let us have questions for far too long. You looked the only person that looked bad against Bieber, really. Two, you've sent an army of dumb people my way with your garbage time home run, which I personally enjoyed and I think is a good thing moving forward.
Yeah, why I could not give him the MFer is that, we were talking about what were going to be points of conversations. And, I mean, Clint, obviously, it was so good for us this year. And I think if Stanton got out that last at-bat, I think I'd be saying start Clint. Screw it. DH Clint. Why not? What do you have to lose? In now 11 playoff games, Giancarlo Stanton has 3 home runs. That's pretty good. He also has, in his second wild card game now, two wild card home runs. So home run per wild card game for both big boys. And it's the way he hit it and the fact of who he is as a player. Giancarlo Stanton can get hot in a hurry. So I think having this in a playoff game, I do think this mattered to a degree. And we'll see.
Chris in the chat says, so we are snaking it. And they laughed.
Yeah.
That's funny. Also, Chris said, to be fair, you guys said it was okay if Stanton looked bad versus Bieber. I said that, but you would need more than just Stanton look bad. Like, everyone else looked fine. But whatever. I'm happy he had the home run. And, I even said in the live chat that I'd start Stanton again because you really want him to get going. Because if you want to make a deep run, you want Stanton to be a threat. So I'd start him. Unfortunate for Clint. Do you have an MF or are you going to pass?
I got nothing, man.
Okay.
I don't. NA. The Indians? Shane Bieber?
ESPN? Give it to ESPN.
Espin?
They didn't show us the angle on Glaber's misplay, or
check
maybe not
swing,
misplay.
yeah.
They didn't show us the angle on that, the check swing.
That ball to first base not hitting the bag?
Yeah. Okay. We think the lineup should be the same tomorrow. Swap Gary out for Higgy, move him to 8, drop Gardner down to 9.
Yeah.
Would you move Glaber up? I would not. Would you move Stanton down?
I think the Yankees have been pretty good when they're looking for that magic in a bottle. Keep same.
I'd keep same.
Keep same.
And if they are
It
truly flip switchers, then they would keep it the same because, the old switch was change the lineup every day.
Yeah. No, you run it back. You got the win today. You punch it again. If this does go 3 games, I think that opens up a whole can of worms. Like, again, I keep trying to jump into, talking Cleveland show right now. And, you know, they're saying, do we slide Naylor up and move Franmil down to try to stretch out the lineup? You know, you would want to make, if you're Cleveland, you'd want to make like 2 small moves that show you're not panicking, but you have to do something different.
Yeah.
The Yankees run it again.
Yes.
Run it again.
Anyone else you want to talk about? Sucks for Clint. We've said that a couple times.
Sucks for
They
Clint.
didn't use any of the bullpen, so if Tanaka is in trouble tomorrow, you have Chad for 2, Britton for, you have 4 innings. If Tanaka can only go 5, which I think Tanaka will go deeper, but that's fantastic.
Yeah.
That you have that. I like that. My rule, some people were tweeting at me saying, like, you know, it's not, series isn't over. It's just one game. My rule for my fandom, I will be soaking up this win until lineup drops tomorrow.
Okay.
If you can't do that, I feel a little sad for you. I was rung tight all day today.
Yeah.
I'm going to enjoy this win once lineup drops tomorrow, and then we do the pregame show, and then I'll go back to like, we're 2 losses away from being eliminated. But you got to feel better about it being up. A little easier tomorrow with Tank on the bump. We'll give our full thoughts of the lineup and the pregame show and all of that. Obviously, you're not going to hear me say I don't have faith in playoff Tanaka.
I think
I'm
just
expecting a tighter game.
a couple more names that I think we do need to check off. You know, Hicks with the 2 walks that felt like they were given to him, but also that's what Hicks does.
No, good job.
Great job. Voiter ends up having 2 hits today, and when this game was still close, he had the RBI double to make it from
We didn't talk about guard dog at all.
2-0 to 3-1. Brett Gardner hit 2 balls that could have been home runs today. One that would have been the opposite field, but it goes off the big wall. One to dead center that he does hit. Again, a controversial start to some, and he ends up going 3 for 5, 3 RBIs, 2 runs. And hey, Gleyber Torres, he ends up 4 for 4. 2 of those are infield singles, but one was also a home run.
And the 0-2 to 3-2.
Right,
balls
he had
good.
really nice at bats. Urshela stayed on a nice curveball for his hit. Higgy did his job behind the dish, and he got one infield bleeder that was kind of a twist of the knife to Cleveland. So yeah, I think Higgy did the perfect game to not do enough to make controversy for tomorrow, in the nicest way to Higster. And yeah, man, I think the other point of conversation. There was that chopper to Gleyber when they were rallying. We couldn't get a good angle from ESPN. It looked like, you know, our best comparison is Didi, just from recent years, and I think Didi makes a throw on it at least. And again, we don't have enough angles to know if it would have been out or close or what. Gleyber ends up eating the ball, which I didn't hate because Higgy had just thrown the ball away to center. So it seemed like more risk at the time.
I don't have a lot of confidence in Gleyber's defense, and that didn't help.
Right.
It didn't incredibly hurt. I think majority of shortstops throw that ball to first and make the out. Again, ESPN didn't show us the wide angle.
I could very much agree with one replay. I could very much disagree with one replay. Unfortunately, I don't know. And the biggest thing that I said about Gleyber Torres going into this series is, hey, what makes Gleyber Torres a special shortstop is his hitting. He hit today 4 for 4 with the big home run. And, dude, how about no errors? No even really scary defensive plays?
Well, Higgy got an error that Gleyber saved by holding the deke down.
Right.
If he goes to second,
Right.
if he goes to third, it's an error on Higgy.
Yeah.
But Gleyber did the deke at second, which was awesome by Gleyber. So
Did the
Gleyber
deke.
saved Higgy an error
Yeah.
there. Other than that, we're good. No real tough plays either. There was that hot shot right at Gardner at left field, which was really
Yeah.
good positioning by whoever positioned Brett Gardner. Gio had 1 ball to third, but other than that, I don't think there was. Hicks had a sliding catch in center.
Yeah.
Which
he got a late break on.
he got a
so
late
it's
break
almost-
on because he was
yeah.
off the end of the bat. So I don't expect this to be.
No, it helps with that.
what?
13 strikeouts by Cole.
Yeah, don't expect.
That really helps the defense.
Yeah, I mean, be excited about this. It's a 3-game set, so winning 1 game is awesome. It's not 5 games. It's not 7. 1 win means a lot more in a short series. So, you know, I mean, we can be confident and cocky, but I would expect a better game from Cleveland tomorrow.
Yeah.
A veteran pitcher who's had postseason starts, a lineup that is getting yelled at by Josh Naylor a ton in the dugout in the
my
clubhouse
God.
probably, and they're probably like, we need to shut this dude up. I'll go back to expecting more.
And
but
Cleveland has to manage it like a do or die, and the Yankees don't, which you wonder what that looks like.
Yeah.
Carrasco is going to have a very little leash. Shane Bieber was the walkaway Cy Young that only gave up 3 runs as a max in a start this year. So they are going to be all hands on deck. And the Yankees are going to let Tanaka ride. At least for 2 times through the order, and you should believe in playoff Tanaka. We'll talk about those stats a lot tomorrow.
So Gardner, the guard dog, Matt Stucco tweeted out the guard dog, and we're just perplexed that we've never thought about it before. It's the absolute perfect nickname, and we're into 11 years of Gardner being on the team, and it's who he is in the box. He's just guarding the strike zone. It's who he is in left field. He's just guarding the ball, playing defense. It's who he is when he's yelling at umpires and screaming in the dugout. It's who he is in his post-game interview. Like, it's just the guard dog. I can't believe
I'd have to get a shirt.
we've never thought of it. It's the best nickname. A lot of people were saying that Boone was crazy for starting Gardner, that the Yankees were nuts for starting Gardner. Gardner shut them all up, dude, and I hope it continues. I hope Clint gets some run. I hope Clint's not losing confidence or upset, but I absolutely love what Gardner did today.
3 for 5. Impact hits. Yeah, we'll see. We are on the record that Clint's being screwed, but it's also, it's a good screwing.
Yeah.
Again, not my forte, but
How many pitches did Gardner see? Looks like he saw 4, and then 5,
4 and 5.
and then 5.
5.
So we're at 10. And then
14.
4, 5, 5.
4, and then 1 to get to 5, and then 5 in the next at bat to get to 10. My bad. I did it in my head.
Holy smokes.
I thought you guys remembered he swung at the first pitch and got out.
Math pod.
And then looks like 4. So 14. 4 at bats.
Cool. Everyone except Stanton's 4 at bats were like good today.
Yeah.
Judge swung at a first pitch fastball after he hit his home run, but it was like, okay, you kind of earned that.
Yeah.
But after that, man, everyone had really good at bats.
My only things to my only 3 bullet points.
3 bullet points. Wrapping up.
Cole, take the bottom of the lineup more seriously. Glaber, play even better at shortstop. Stanton, have some good at bats early.
Stan good at bats early for me.
And you'd like the bottom of the order thing as well.
Yeah, he did his job. I'm happy with Garrett Cole.
Oh, A+.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying one thing to take away. All right. That's the show then. We'll be back tomorrow with the pregame show. It's got its own feed on the podcast apps. It is also live on YouTube, Facebook, and Periscope/Twitter. So you can watch along live with us in the chats, or you can listen at your own convenience on the podcast app, Talkin' Yanks pregame show. Thank you very much. Be happy today. Get nervous again when lineups drop, but a little less nervous, a little more confident. We love it. Go Yanks. Tell them, Grams.
Go Yankees.